Do you ever reach the end of the day and you're just wondering where the time went and how come you didn't accomplish anything that's on your to-do list? I've been there, which is why I'm sharing with you one of the most effective strategies that you can use to effectively manage your time, and that is time blocking. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Ademu Shoyo, and I teach you how to get more time, life, and energy out of each day through meaningful and intentional productivity strategies. In today's video, we're going to talk about all things time blocking and how it can really revolutionize how you approach your to-do list and your schedule throughout the day. If you're unfamiliar with time blocking is a strategy that allows you to allocate specific activities or tasks throughout your day into specific time slots. When you do this, you're allowing to have some clearer structure throughout your day, and you're able to really see when exactly it is that you are going to accomplish the things that you're going to get done. One of the things that I like about time blocking is that it provides a little bit of structure while also allowing for a little bit of flexibility throughout your day. It also helps you avoid multitasking and any other distractions because you've already allocated what you're going to be doing at a specific time. And then when you get to that time slot, you know exactly what it is that you're supposed to be focusing on. So if you're someone who has a free block of time and you're constantly trying to decide what it is that you want to do, whether you want to send an email or write a blog post or respond to this DM, this is where time blocking comes into play because you're actually able to narrow in and focus, and you see it on your calendar so that you know exactly what it is that you're supposed to be doing. When I first heard of the concept of time blocking, I thought it was really silly. I really didn't think that I could have that level of structure and that level of detail in my day because I felt like my days were so variable and there were so many things that I needed to work on. However, this month I actually started to implement a time blocking strategy on my Google Calendar and match it up with some of the tasks that I wanted to get done. And I found 3 different things that I want to tell you about. The first thing I saw was that it really increased my productivity. I found that I was able to effectively manage my time better because I knew how much time I had given myself to work on a particular task, and I knew that this is where I needed to focus and this is where I needed to zero in on, which allowed me to accomplish a lot more throughout my day without feeling super tired when I got to the end of my day. The second thing I found is that when I paired time blocking with the Pomodoro method is that I had even more focus and concentration in what it is that I was supposed to be working on. So with the Pomodoro method, before you set that timer, you're supposed to specify what it is that you want to work on. But for me, I found that since I already had this time allocated in this block, and I knew what tasks I wanted to fit within that block, it made sure that when it was time to set that timer, I already knew where I was going to be focusing on, which helped me just get everything that I needed to get done a lot quicker and a lot more efficient. I've told you about how time blocking has really affected my productivity, but I'm really curious how it's affected yours. Let me know in the comments down below. The next thing I do is I look at my day and I look to see what would be the ideal day for me. And it's not just about what I have to do work-wise, it's also the things that I want to do in my personal life. Do I want to work out in the mornings? Do I give myself time to eat breakfast? Do I give myself time to work on my side hustles or my passions? When is the time that I'm going to be working on my 9-to-5 job? Really outlining and planning out how I want my ideal structure to go, regardless of whatever tasks or meetings are in place, and putting it on a calendar or some sort of spreadsheet so I can see it and then I can start to map to it. Now that you have outlined what your ideal day is and then you've also listed out what tasks you want to get done, it's time to pair those things together and figure out when you're going to do those tasks based on your ideal day. So for example, let's say I've allocated that between 7 and 8 I'm going to work out, and on my task list I have yoga. I'm going to put yoga within the 7 to 8 time slot, so that way I will know that that is what I'm supposed to be doing at that time. Another example is let's say that your job requires you to do some like strategic heads down work, but you also have meetings as well. And so if you're able to kind of see when your meetings are, for example, like for me, like I have a lot of meetings in the afternoon, and that means that I know that in the morning, that's when I'm really going to get my heads down work done for my job. So I can be able to properly allocate what tasks that I have that I want to get done within my heads down time. And then it's always important to be open and flexible. There are always going to be things that come up that may not allow your day to go as you had planned or as you had structured. But by having a specific guideline of what it is that you want to do during that time, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to be able to see and outline and analyze all of your different tasks and all of your different activities, which will make it a lot more seamless as you move throughout the day. Now, I know I've talked all of the good things about time blocking and why it's something that you should adopt immediately, but I would be remiss if I didn't say why time blocking might not work for you. And here are a couple reasons. The first thing is if your schedule is absolutely unpredictable, meaning that every day looks completely different. There's no way that you can just sit down and allocate very, very specific time slots for you to do particular activities. And for that, I want to say, I'm sorry. More seriously, I would say that try to find, even if it's in your morning or in your evening, time that you can just time block to get some of those focus in times and really be intentional with that time. Maybe if your during the day is really variable and unpredictable, consider setting boundaries for the beginning or the end of your day so you can really be intentional about how you want to use that time. And I guarantee you, when you actually set the time slots and you set tasks within a particular time block, you're going to see that a lot of times it doesn't actually take you as long as you think that it needs to for you to get the things done. So I definitely recommend that you at least try to set some more boundaries. But if your schedule is completely unpredictable, and with that, I say it's okay, but I do encourage you to find times throughout your day, at least a 2 to 3 hour block where you can be intentional and you can be focused and use that time block to the best of your ability. Another reason why time blocking might not be for you is that you just simply don't want that much structure, which is okay. A lot of people want to move a little bit more flexible throughout their day and to really have the time and to just kind of take it as they come and allow things to kind of flow and move in alignment with what they want. One of the things that I really do enjoy about how I have my time blocking set up is that I don't make it too restrictive. I kind of give myself like a 3-hour window to do certain things within the mornings. I give myself a 2-hour window after. I give myself a lunch break. I don't make it super, super rigid, which allows me to kind of have some free flowing within the time blocks that I've allocated. So if you're someone who is completely not interested in having that much structure throughout your day, then maybe you shouldn't have clicked on this video. But I guarantee that there are some elements that you can take from time blocking that can allow you to have that flexibility and adaptability while still giving you a little bit more intentionality with how you want to use your time. When you get started with time blocking, there are a few things that you're going to notice once you kindly get into a good groove and you're a good rhythm. The first thing is increased accountability. So not only just giving yourself a day to do something, but giving yourself a day and a time to do something is really going to increase your likelihood that it's actually going to get done. I found myself going from not giving myself any due dates or any deadlines to now giving myself a due date and a time. And I find that that increased level of granularity and accountability has allowed me to increase so much more without getting super stressed about it. Another thing that you will find is you'll have better work-life balance. And I know I've said in another video that there's really no such thing as balance, and it's really just about how you are sort of integrating all of these different parts within your life. But I think that time blocking really allows you to clearly see what that looks like. So giving yourself the morning to, focus in on these particular activities that might deal with your personal life. And then during the day, focusing on your 9 to 5 work. And then maybe you give yourself a little lunch break in between to focus on something within your side hustle or your passion projects. And giving yourself at the end of the day to hang out with friends or do other things that just give you a lot of joy. I think when you're able to clearly lay out what are all of these different elements that really make you you and really help you be the best version of yourself, you'll be able to see kind of how you are going to structure your day. What are the things that you want to get done within the day so that you have more time for other things that bring you joy? And the last thing is you're probably going to be less stressed. I find that, we've already eliminated the decision fatigue, which is going to kind of weigh you down and make you even overwhelmed by allocating these tasks and activities in a specific time slot. And by doing that, you're just going to be able to just feel more at ease and more at peace as you move through each and every day, knowing exactly what it is that you're going to do. One of the tools that I've been able to really effectively use that has been really helpful in my time blocking journey and experimentation is the Notion calendar. And in the next video, I'm going to tell you how I use it and how effective it is. So be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know. Thanks so much for watching this video. Be sure to let me know in the comments below if you've tried time blocking and how it's been working for you. I can't wait for us to learn and grow and experience more productivity and efficiency together. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.